All right, everybody, we are live. Texas A&M LSU Watch Along. Final game of Ed Orgeron's career as the head coach in Baton Rouge. They're showing Jimbo and Ed in pregame. They're about 5 minutes till kick. I'm Ryan Brauninger here at my home in College Station, not in the studio, and just want to let me check audio levels, I guess, first. Everybody hear me okay if you're in the chat? I want to check my audio here. Different setup. Obviously, last week I was inside TexAgs offices upstairs, and this week I am staying here at the house. So got the laptop set up here in the living room, and hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? Sue's Rain. Got some folks starting to come in now. Looks like Oregon's going to hold on to beat Oregon State. Audio's good. Good deal. All right, how are we feeling tonight? Looks like the weather in Baton Rouge is pretty bad. And then the radar showed that it wasn't going to get better for, looks like the entirety of the game if you just look at the future cast. So could be a sloppy night there in Baton Rouge, and A&M will have to hopefully run the football. We'll see what kind of motivation the LSU players come out with. I'd be willing to bet. Final home game of the season. Said last home game of Ed Orgeron's career as the head coach. No matter how he's gone out as the head coach and all the stuff that all the problems that he's created in Baton Rouge over the last 12 months or so, he did win them a national championship and was the head coach of one of the greatest college football teams we've ever seen. So you go in there and you expect them to play really hard for that, and they're really hard for a bowl game. They're 5-6, and a win tonight at home would secure a bowl berth for LSU. Oregon State have just finished up. I wonder what the crowd's like in Baton Rouge. I don't want y'all to be able to hear the TV. We'll get dinged for that on YouTube if you guys can hear the broadcast. There's a shot of the crowd. Doesn't look too bad. Looks like the students showed up pretty well. Some big holes in the season ticket holder section there. Aggies come in ranked number 15, 8-3 overall, 4-2 in the SEC. LSU 5-6 overall, 2-5 in the LSU. Tommy Hart on the call tonight. Jordan Rogers, great friend of TexAgs, Tommy Hart. LSU and they're all whites. So a little different uniform combination for the Tigers tonight. A&M's jerseys look sharp. Maroon top, maroon helmet, white pants. They look sharp under the lights there at Tiger Stadium. Aggies without Caleb Chapman. Aggies without Damon Demas. Aggies without Chase Lane. So there'll be a patchwork receiving core tonight for Texas A&M. We'll see how the Aggie offensive line's able to hold up. LSU's been fantastic on defense, especially in the last few weeks. Durante Jones, their coordinator, has started to really figure some stuff out, even with all the injuries and guys choosing not to play out the rest of the year. LSU's been really, really good on defense. Another thing I'm not sure of is at home, I stream my television through YouTube TV. And that's what I'll be watching the game on. So I don't know if I will be necessarily synced up with the cable broadcast. So you may be ahead of me, you may be behind me. I don't know how that works. I think typically streaming services are a little bit behind cable services, so I may be a little bit behind you. So if you're watching on cable, you can probably pause the TV for a couple of seconds, or you can just know what happens ahead of time and you'll get my reaction to it right after. Anybody particular you guys are wanting to pay attention to tonight? I think Moose Muhammad will get a start at receiver. If he's not starting, he'll be in the game early on, just based on what we've heard throughout the week. Had a fantastic game last week against Prairie View A&M with a touchdown pass, or excuse me, two touchdown receptions, and a really good punt return. So maybe he can add some juice to that A&M receiving core. One thing about the Aggies is when you recruit as well as they have, when you have depth at some of the positions on the roster, and receiver is definitely one of those. Shotgun Willie, okay. Roy May in here. Yeah, Roy, that's maybe something we're going to do in the future. We've got some ideas for these watch-alongs going forward, including potentially maybe doing them like live on scene somewhere in College Station, with a live audience and that kind of deal. So there's some upgrades coming. This is just kind of the baby, the infancy, and the idea of what we wanted to try to do this year to add to our coverage, but also offer a new kind of interface for the fans that don't want to interact on the site as much on game day. Pre-game interview with Ed Orgeron is done. I don't understand what he said. I couldn't hear him. That's one of the reasons. But A&M kicking off to LSU here tonight. So Caden Davis kicks it away, and we are underway in Baton Rouge. Ball goes through the end zone for a touchback. Anybody that can will have the volume up or has seen some pictures today, give us an idea of what the A&M crowd looks like in Death Valley. Be interested to see how many Aggies made the trip across the Sabine. There was a lot of traffic going over there today, I heard, and then obviously the rain. And neither team really playing for much outside of pride. I know LSU's playing for a bowl berth, but I think when the season started, both of these clubs would have thought that this game would have meant a lot more than it does today. So A&M starting on defense here. Max Johnson in at quarterback for LSU. Shotgun snap. Got plenty of time to throw. Does get it out, and Tyreek Chappelle makes a tackle on Trey Palmer. So A&M rushes forward, gives Johnson time to throw, and he scrambles around and finds Palmer for a short gain. $14:30. I'm at 14:30. Second down play is about to be snapped. LSU, two wide receivers either side. Johnson to throw again, stop route to Palmer again. Another good open field tackle by Tyreek Chappelle. Gain of 3. So A&M third, and we'll be facing LSU facing a 3rd and 4 or 5 on the opening possession of the game. Same formation for LSU, 3rd down. They're on 28. It's 3rd and 7, excuse me. That first down play didn't get 3 yards. LSU shifts their formation. Aggies shift their defense. Ball snapped. Johnson throws over the middle. It's caught. First down to the 40. Completed on the slant to Malik Neighbors to move the chains. Great blitz pickup by the LSU running back. Aggies had it look like they were going to have a free runner. It was a safety blitz that got started a little bit late. And then the back picked up the linebacker, gave Max Johnson time enough to throw and find his receiver. Are y'all getting a blurry spot at the top of the screen? Handoff. Gain of 1. Aaron Hansford on the tackle. Getting a blurry spot like toward the back end of the screen. Whenever they're showing the wide shot, the horizontal shot, like down the line of scrimmage. Definitely on this angle, this wide angle, LSU second at 9 from their own 41. This wide angle looks like it's blurry at the top, at the left side of my screen, toward the A&M safeties. Johnson with another quick throw. Catch, fumble, or incomplete. Tyreek Chappelle has been right in Trey Palmer's pocket on 3 of these first 4 plays, and he makes a tackle or forces the ball loose there. And you're holding an incomplete pass. 3rd and 9. Some nopes and some yeses on the blurriness of the screen. And I can still tell what's happening, but it's just not as clear as it is toward the line of scrimmage. All right, 2nd, 3rd down of the first possession for LSU. Aggies gave up a 12-yard completion on the first 3rd down. A&M muffs a blitz, pushes the pocket. Hansford closes in. Ball's thrown away, and a flag's down. Going to get probably Tyreek Chappelle for holding. Yep. So they have gone at Tyreek Chappelle on 4 of the first 5 plays of the game. He's done a good job, but got called on a scramble drill for a hold there. Let's see. Here's a replay. That's pretty good coverage. That's kind of ticky-tack to me, man. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. He had his hand on his hip, but come on, man. Like, the ball was thrown 8 yards out of bounds anyway. I don't know if I like that call. So LSU across the midfield stripe in A&M territory. Handoff. Ty Davis Price gets 7. Andre White Jr. and Damani Richardson on the tackle. LSU going tempo here. Hand it back to Price. He may have a first down. Good drive for the Tigers to open the game. I'm going to have to go turn this fan on. It's getting hot in this living room. 3rd and 1. They marked him just short. So LSU 2 for 2 on the drive. On 3rd down. And to Price. He did not get it. He's short. Who blew that up? Jaden Peavy blew it up. He lost a half yard. Be 4th down. I bet LSU will go for this. Fourth and 1, LSU lineup to go for. Watch Maddox Johnson with his legs here. Give. Squirts through for a first down. A&M got good penetration, but good jump cut by Ty Davis Price to get out of trouble, and he moves the sticks. Good surge by the A&M defensive line here. Oh, Jaden Peavy, he won, then he fell down. Created a little bit of a hole. So LSU keeps converting, keeps holding on to the football. I don't know that LSU could have scripted a better opening drive in terms of moving the ball down the field. They are all the way to the A&M 37 now. 1st and 10. Hand off. Price gets 2. Antonio Johnson there. Second and 8, just outside the 35. 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. A&M hadn't touched it yet. LSU keeps converting. Flipped it out to the running back, and it was deflected. Had a free runner. Who tipped that? May have been Deuce Harmon. True freshman out of Denton Guyer. Denton Guyer Wildcats won a playoff game earlier today to advance to the regional finals in 6A Division II. Anybody see that hit on Connor Wigman earlier today? It was pretty brutal. Ended up leaving the game after the second drive with it looked like a concussion head area kind of thing. Well, I don't know the diagnosis just yet, but he missed the rest of the game. 3rd and 8 for LSU. They hand it off. Tyree Johnson makes a good play. McKinley Jackson there to help him out. They're going to be 4th and about 5 from the 31-ish. And LSU will, let's see, try a field goal, it looks like. Be a 50-yarder, excuse me. Yes, I guess Shotgun Willie, if you're talking about Bridgeland, yes, they won. It is going to be a 50-yarder from the left hash. Ball snap, kick is up, and it is right down the middle. Easy money there for the LSU kicker. What a great start for the Tigers. That was right down the middle. All right, let me go mess with this thermostat. I'll be right back. Where's everybody watching from? Hope y'all had a happy Thanksgiving. I just absolutely gorged myself. I say that. I didn't feel too bad. 2 plates and then waited about, I'd say, an hour or so and had a little dessert sampler. So it was like banana pudding. It was chocolate mousse. There was one more thing that I had. Wasn't sweet potato pie. I had a piece of chocolate pie later, like late at night. The banana pudding was so good, I can't remember what else I had on my plate. It was bread pudding with a little rum sauce. All homemade. Tabe's in Waco. I'll be in Waco next Friday night. College Station against Denton Ryan high school game. They're at McLean Stadium. I went to Baylor Stadium for the first time last Thursday, for a playoff game. It is very nice, very well done in terms of like the build and the aesthetic of it. When you get inside, it is just very small, very small. Bruce is in Sulphur Springs. What is our bowl projection? Kind of depends on the result tonight. I would think that, and this is going off of what Billy Lucci has been reporting a little bit this week on TexAgs, that if A&M is able to win tonight, it's looking like a Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Rad Ag is in the Woodlands. Yeah, from the overhead view does look like a toilet a little bit taped. And it's right there on the river. Like I know A&M fans like to give Baylor a hard time, but I was really surprised and impressed with the design and look and feel of that stadium. Very, very good for what kind of Baylor does at home games. I don't even know if they sell that thing out, but they could have gone really big, and it would not have looked good with all the empty seats. So they went small and made it really nice. It's a 13-play, 44-yard drive for LSU. Took 6 minutes and 22 seconds off the clock and ended in a Cade York 50-yard field goal to give the Tigers a 3-0 lead with 8:38 remaining in the first quarter. So the Tigers eat just about half the first quarter with their opening drive. Lots of third down conversions there for LSU. Kickoff will be fielded and returned by Devon Achane out to the 23 or 24-yard line. So here comes Calzada, and we'll get a look at who's going to start at receiver. Calzada coming onto the field, 14 touchdowns to 9 interceptions on the season. Kenyon Jackson starts at receiver. Wow. Have not seen him much at all during his tenure at A&M. Another Georgia kid. And Aniyah Smith. So good to see Aniyah Smith on the field at receiver after he exited last week's game. Jalen Watermeyer at tight end, 2 backs, A-Chain motions out. They throw it to A-Chain, and he gets 11 yards. You may be very familiar with some of these names on the LSU defense. Even though they're dealing with all these injuries, there are some guys that they won head-to-head recruiting battles with, and they're showing Damone Clark on the Impact Players graphic, and he's one of them. Hey, I'm going a little bit of tempo here. Right back up to the line. Spiller to the right of Calzada. Hand to Spiller. Carrying a couple of tacklers for about 4 yards. Moose is not on the field. Did not see Moose to start. We saw Chapman is not available. Chapman's out. Moose is healthy, from what I understand. There's Moose on the field now. So the receivers now are Moose Muhammad and Aniyah Smith. Spiller remains in the backfield. 2 tights. Calzada, hand to Isaiah Spiller. Hard to tell with all the bodies. He gets 2. There's some big time. LSU's got really good players on defense, and there's going to be some big time battles happening from that guard center guard spot in the LSU defensive tackles with Neil Farrell and the guys that they've got inside. 3rd and 3 for the Aggies on their opening possession. Now they got 5 wide receivers. One of those is Spiller. Aniyah Smith in motion. LSU blitz, throw, ball's tipped up in the air and incomplete. Like they were going for an open Moose Muhammad, but a defensive lineman got his hand on the ball, and A&M will punt it away. So LSU gets a stop. I didn't see who batted this throw. Great job by, was it Farrell? Yep. Great job. Got his hands up. That was going to be thrown to an open, in-cutting Moose Muhammad. Constantine punts. Trey Palmer, fair catch at his own 13. Good start for LSU. Coming out playing hard for Ed O. How did we feel going into this one? Were y'all confident? I didn't. I mean, I hadn't won in Baton Rouge since when? What is the year? I saw somebody tweeted it. 96? 90. It would have been earlier than 96, huh? It's the last time A&M won in Baton Rouge. Anybody in the chat know? Open this door. Still raining outside. '94 was the last time A&M won in Baton Rouge. So 27 years. Jim Roundtree said he's kind of nervous. Yeah, I mean, the only thing you're impacted by the result tonight would be your bowl seeding, but Kentucky may jump you if they're able to beat Louisville. My high school champion prediction still alive. Well, yeah, some of the big school ones, Austin Westlake. I think in 6A Division I. Who did I have? I had Atascocita, I believe. They're still alive. Or maybe I had Duncanville. Either way, both of them are still alive. Some of my smaller school ones, I picked Franklin, and they've been blasting people. They won like 60-0 last night. But I did have some huge whiffs. I had Cy Park making a deep run. I had Fort Bend Marshall winning a state championship. So I've had my share of misses. I like the opening play of that first drive, huh? Start with Spiller and A-Chain in the backfield. Motion A-Chain out, throw it to him. Would like to have a win due to the Harold Perkins recruitment. Yeah, I don't know if Perk's going to be so much caught up on winning and losing this game. I think, he's been a kid that's been recruited for so long that I don't think the result of one game may sway him, to either school, but it can't be a bad feather in the cap for whoever wins it. The result of this game is not going to have near as much of an impact on the recruiting, I think, as whoever LSU hires. I think their next hire will have a lot more to say about the outcome of this 2022 class, more so than the result of this game. All right, LSU going to start at their own 14 with 6:47 remaining in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, LSU's first drive was 13 plays. They converted 2 third downs and a 4th down, but A&M's stalled the drive inside their own 40. LSU attempted a 50-yard field goal, which they made. Hand off. We got a good run. Ty Davis-Price gets 9. They're going to give him 10 and reset the chains. Aggies run blitz and don't get a good feel from Edrin Cooper. Yeah, Tabe, that's been the rumor all week, is that Lincoln may be headed to Baton Rouge. We'll see. It's interesting to see the fit there. LSU to pass. Tyree Johnson with a sack. They're going to call that a incomplete pass. Now, if that's an incomplete pass, Max Johnson threw it as he was getting wrestled down. If that's an incomplete pass, why isn't it grounding? Is there a rule about him being under duress, and that's why it can't be grounding? But the ball literally went to the feet of the offensive lineman. So second, maybe that's the rule. He had no control where it was going because he was in the grasp. 2nd and 10 for LSU. It's a toss run to Bradford. That's a Texas kid from Lancaster. He gets 6. Again, Edrin Cooper flying around, but he whiffs a tackle. Would have made a tackle for a 2-yard gain, and so it was a 6-yard gain. 3rd and 4. See if A&M can get off the field here. LSU out to their 30. Empty set for Max Johnson. Always got to watch his legs, too. Max Johnson dives for the first down, and he gets it. A&M had a free runner, Damani Richardson, but Johnson's able to escape the pocket and move the sticks with his feet, so LSU continues to be really good on 3rd down. Free runner by Damani Richardson. Max Johnson escapes to his left, tucks it, dives for the first down. Frustrating for A&M. Can't get off the field. LSU just keeps getting first downs. Play action pass, slant, caught. Malik it's not Neighbors. Who is that? Was that Brian Jure Jenkins? 19 yards. So A&M had all these chances to get off the field, and now LSU's gotten into some rhythm. Ball goes all the way across midfield at the A&M 47. More play action. Throw it to Tavis Price out of the backfield. He makes a man miss and gets 4. Shaq's there. The big fella. Shaq's one of my favorite human beings ever. I don't watch the NBA much, but I do watch Inside the NBA just for him and Charles Barkley. Second and 6 for the Tigers. A&M 43. Bootleg. Max Johnson throws on the run. Incomplete. Good coverage by Jalen Jones. High throw. Jenkins was able to get a hand on it, but it falls incomplete. Third and 6. Here we go. Empty set again for LSU. There's 3:26 remaining if you're trying to keep up with us on your TV. Isaiah Rake's in the game on the defensive line. DeMarvin Leal and Michael Clemens playing at defensive end. Snap, quick throw, tunnel screen through the hands of, looks like it was a running back lined up on the outside. They were trying to run an inside tunnel screen. Had some linemen running out there to block, and it goes through the hands of the receiver. And they will punt. LSU will punt. So A&M gets a stop with a little help by the LSU running back. Incomplete there. Punt out of bounds around the 11-yard line. I wish I could watch the Iron Bowl. Maybe if this goes to commercial right now. They are going to commercial. All right. Are they going to commercial? If they're going to commercial, we're switching to the Iron Bowl for a little bit. Oh, looks like Bama's about to kick a field goal to try to tie it in the second overtime. So if Will Reichard hits this, will they go to, I guess they go to the alternating 2-point conversions? So Bama's playoff hopes are riding on the right foot of Will Reichard. Bama had trouble with a snap earlier. .38 from the right hash. Snap, hold, kick is good. So do we go to the 2-point conversions now? The Illinois-Penn State game burned a hole in my brain for the new overtime rules, but not to the point where I could remember which overtime it went. There were so many missed ones in a row that I couldn't remember when they start this. It's got to be this one, right? Flip back over to A&M LSU. I wonder what the total play discrepancy is so far. That's why I need Richard. He's out of his stats pulled up. There's no way he's watching that. He'll text me, right? So 2-point plays from now on in the Iron Bowl. It must have been a dramatic final drive of regulation to get the thing tied, right? Because I was just trying to get all this stuff set up and I wasn't really watching. And I looked on Twitter and there were folks commenting about how bad of a job Bill O'Brien had done calling the game and how Bryce Young wasn't executing at all. So I'm guessing they figured it out. They had to have on that final drive. So if you're watching on two cameras there, you get to keep us updated on two cameras. If you're watching on two TVs or have the Bama Auburn stream pulled up, you have to keep us updated. Looks like it is starting to rain now in Baton Rouge based on the pylon cam they're showing us. Not very hard, but there are raindrops falling. A&M starts at their own 12. Isaiah Spiller, throw the bubble out to Anaya Smith. He gets 5. Cardell Flott makes the play for the Tigers in the secondary. Jalen Preston on the field, Moose Muhammad. I don't think A&M's played any rain this year, have they? Isaiah Spiller caught from the backside, loss of 2. Zone play away from the backside defender who chased it down. Who was that? 8? Chased it down from the backside. Oh, it's Ojolari. Again, these are all like high 4-star, 5-star kids at LSU running out there on defense. And people forget that just because of their records 5 and 6, they're extremely talented on the defensive side of the ball. Third and 8. Throw it out to A-Chain. No gain. 3 and out for the Aggie offense. Aggie offense picking back up where it left off on the road in Oxford. So Devon A-Chain does not have a rushing attempt, but 2 receptions. And it looked like Calzada, I don't know if that was designed, that was the first read, but Calzada got rid of that ball pretty quick. And Nia Smith was looking back like, why'd we throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage? Constantine's punt, caught by Trey Palmer. And he runs out of bounds. Good play by Antonio Johnson on special teams. LSU will start at their own 34-yard line. No commercial. We're going to run straight through. There's 1 minute, 8 seconds left. There's your first quarter ball control. LSU 20 plays for 77 yards. A&M 7 for 21. Hand off. Got a big run. 12-yard run for Connor. That's a kid out of Michigan, I believe, or somewhere in the north. Remember, A&M recruited him for a little bit. Good-looking run there. 11-yard run. 12-yard run. Another handoff. Connor gets 2. LSU out near midfield. That's a block below the waist inside the tackle box on that big run, which should have been a 15-yard penalty. Flags and whistles. A&M or LSU could be at fault here. A false starter. Defense. Offside on the defense. Well, all things considered, when you look at the type of offense LSU has been, And their record, this is about not as bad. It could be worse. I mean, LSU could have a touchdown on the board, but this has not been very pretty from A&M in the first 15 minutes at all. They could run the quarter out here. 2nd and 3, LSU at the A&M 46-yard line. This will be the final play if they snap it. They don't. End of the first quarter. LSU 3, A&M 0. I'm going to grab me something to drink real quick. I'm going to flip over to the Iron Bowl. Let's see what happens here. 3-0 LSU. Not a good first quarter for A&M in any facet. I'll walk off for 1 second, and Bama wins it. I walked off for 1 second, missed that final play. Kirby, I agree. A&M has not started well outside of a couple of games this year, Alabama most notably, but started well against South Carolina, and you see how well – it's almost like you can kind of predetermine how well A&M is going to play on the day by how they start. And they'll need to reverse that trend in Baton Rouge. Because right now everything's been LSU's way. And kind of like we were saying against Ole Miss, with the way things have gone, you're kind of lucky that it's only 3-0. You know, against Ole Miss, I think it was only, 15-0 at halftime? And it felt like it could have been 28 or 35-0. Well, I screwed that up. Maybe I didn't. First play of the second quarter. Looks like A&M made a stop. I was messing with trying to make where it scrolls across the bottom. I don't know. I did it once, and I don't know how to do it again. Third and 2 for the Tigers. They're across the A&M 45, and they need just past the 44 for a first down. LSU's going to throw. They're going to go deep, and he's got a man open. It's caught. It's Jure Jenkins. It's a touchdown for LSU. What a play call on 3rd and 2. Tigers go deep. "45-yard touchdown reception on 3rd and 1. And we just talked about the start. And A&M digs herself in a hole again on the road. This is an LSU offense that has not been good. They scored 13 points against Arkansas. They scored 14 points against Alabama. And they have now scored 10 points in just over a quarter against A&M. So penalty on the extra point. It was on A&M. And another commercial. There may have been more commercial breaks already in this game than A&M's got plays. Jure Jenkins beats Jalen Jones for a 45-yard touchdown on 3rd and 1. So A&M down 10 again. They're down more. They've been down double digits multiple times this year. They were never down to Colorado by double digits, but down to Arkansas by double digits. Did they ever trail Mississippi State by double digits? I have to go back and look at the box score on that game. But now you feel a little bit of pressure to find some points before LSU does again. 2 of LSU's 3 drives have ended in points. John Carpenter, I cannot turn the camera around to see the Christmas tree. If we get to the point in the game where A&M's playing so poorly that the chat wants to look at the Christmas tree, I will turn and show the chat the Christmas tree. But right now, the way I've got this thing set up, I'm not in one of my normal chairs. I've got the laptop on one of my TV trays, and then I've got like a centerpiece underneath my laptop to elevate it because Dalton hates whenever we do anything via Zoom or a live stream, and he feels like he's looking up our noses. So I've got this thing. It's very delicate. Leo going with the hungry dog runs faster kind of thing. I can't say I disagree with him, but man, I mean, A&M, you're playing for a potential back-to-back 10-win season. And depending on how things go, if you win tonight and you win your bowl game, you could finish in the top 10 for back-to-back years. It's hard to say that Zach's been too timid. They've ran 7 plays. He had a wide open Moose Muhammad on the pass that was tipped. That would have gone for a first down. And then he made a really quick read. I'm sure that was in the scouting report to throw it out there to A-Chain that quick. Elga says, when does Connor get here? Be in January. Where's Watermeyer? Again, A&M's run 7 offensive plays and not had a whole lot of opportunities to do anything, get their guys the ball. LSU about to kick off here. Kickoff goes through the end zone. I'm going to look back at the touchdown throw here. It was slot fade. Oh, a little underneath screen by Palmer. Freed up Jeray Jenkins, allowed the space on Jalen Jones. So, Tiger Stadium crowd will play a factor now. Empty set for Calzada. Throw to A-Chain again. A-Chain's got 20 yards all the way out to the 26. Looking, Devon A-Chain with three receptions so far today and 0 carries. Baylor Cup into the game. The other tight end, Moose Muhammad, Ananias Smith, A&M motions out A-Chain. Slant complete to Ananias for about 6 or 7. So the Aggies cross into Tiger territory for the first time tonight with 13 minutes and now 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Second and 3 for the Aggies. The LSU 47. They hand to A-Chain. Gets nothing. Farrell makes another tackle on the defensive right line of scrimmage. Calzada on the year, 28 of 77 on third down. That's 36%, good for second to last in the SEC. And the rain is coming down heavily now in Baton Rouge. And again to A-Chain. He's short. So A&M will probably punt it away. It's 4th and 1 from the LSU 45. Neil Farrell again. A&M's going to go on 4th and 1, maybe. We'll see. Calzada throws. It's caught by Watermeyer. He's got the first down. Good play call. It's the same formation. They flipped the strength of it. Motion Watermeyer out from in from out. Fake to A-Chain, then dumped it to Watermeyer. It was a good job by Zach getting around the defender. A&M moves the sticks on 4th down. A&M's third first down of the game. Empty set. Snap. Calzada throws over the middle. Ball is not free from Ananias Smith. That was a very high throw. Dangerous throw. Ananias got drilled. Off his back foot, ball sails. Ananias makes a great leaping grab, but he gets hit in his legs and then up high, cartwheeled him or helicoptered him down to the ground. LSU bringing the intensity tonight, man. A&M has yet to match it, but this drive is the best they've had so far in the game. 2nd and 10. Throw a bubble out to Ananias. He gets 5. LSU sideline into the game. 3rd and 5 for A&M. Haynes King, a shot of Haynes King in the background there on the sideline. He was running around before the game a little bit. And I say running around, jogging around. Another empty set for the Aggies. LSU brings pressure. Calzada's eyes go down, and he falls down. And looks like that shoulder may have popped out again. So Zach can't find anybody, and his lack of ability to run prevents a first down. That would have a first down with a lot of more mobile guys. Punt by Constantino's down at the Tiger 16-yard line. No points on that drive. It looked good there for a little bit. LSU looks like they're playing way faster than A&M. I don't know what shoulder it was. I thought it was the same shoulder that he had against Auburn. But he definitely came off the field. It looked like it had popped out again. I've never had a dislocated shoulder. Somebody that in the chat, if y'all have had one, are you more prone to do it again? Like, is it more prone to slip out once it's happened? You know, like a second time, like after you've already had the injury, once it happens once, are you more prone to it after that? Because he definitely ran to the sideline like it was hurt again or it popped out again. Yeah, Jim, I think you make a good point. Zach has got to get the ball out on time. And so, like, a lot of A&M's offensive success is predicated on, is Zach's first read going to be there? And if it's not, he'll see him get those happy feet, and then his brain speeds up a whole lot, and you can see it happening, you know, with his actions. Are y'all saying yes about you're more prone for it to happen again with a dislocated shoulder? Char Ace, are you inside Tiger Stadium telling us that Boast is warming? Well, gee, I think Zach had plenty of time to throw there. Again, all these yeses. No, you got to be more specific. I'm talking about like 20 different things. And that's probably my bad for being a terrible host. It's being reported at the stadium that Boast is warming up. Thank you, Terry. Yes, it pops out easier. Does it mean it pops back in just as readily, or is it still painful every time you have to put it back in? Well, this is the third time we've seen Zach go into the tent this year. We missed the first down play for LSU. Looks like it was a 2-yard run. Zach started 7 of 9 or 52 yards. A&M unable to get any pressure on Max Johnson so far tonight outside of that early Damani Richardson blitz. And he's doing well sitting in the pocket. A&M rushes 3 that time. Able to find receiver over the middle and LSU out to the 34. Swinging it to the back, to Jeray Jenkins out of the backfield. He gets 3. Zach back out of the tent and talking to Jimbo. Johnson throws, back shoulder, good coverage. Jalen Jones incomplete. 3rd and 7. Do the Aggies have a 3-and-out so far? I mean, this wouldn't be a 3-and-out, but have they forced a 3-and-out? This is an extended conversation on the sideline between Jimbo and Zach Calzada. He's not happy about something. Pressure. Ball's batted, thrown and batted. The referees didn't blow it dead, but it's an incomplete pass. Damani Richardson on a safety blitz gets his hands up and knocks down the pass, and so LSU will punt it after 1 first down. That's a really good play by Damani. It is a blitz, and I think his responsibility is if he's got a free run at the quarterback, he continues that free run. But if there's somebody going to block him, he stops and gets his hands up. That's Moose Muhammad back returning kicks. He makes a fair catch at the 27, A&M 27. So Calzada is going to come back. A&M down 10-0. Again, A&M not played well, but not out of it. Only down 10-0. Had a good drive, got into LSU territory and failed to execute when you got down there. But need something soon. LSU's looked the far better team so far. Aggie defense settling in just a little bit in the last couple of drives. I don't have an update on Connor right now. I'm not sure that they're going to have any kind of further diagnosis than what he left the field with. I would expect we'll know if he's going to play next week by Monday or Tuesday. But Connor was off to a fantastic start in that playoff game today against Cedar Hill before taking a like I don't want to call a high school kid, I don't want to call it dirty or a cheap shot. I'll let you be the judge of what you think of the hit that knocked Connor out of the game today. But he was 2 yards into the end zone, and he was hit very hard, helmet to helmet. There's a video of it on, if you go to Vike Houston on Twitter, I believe they've got a video of, it was a quarterback draw and it scored. Oh, here we go. They're showing Jimbo's press conference about not leaving for LSU. I'm glad that we're doing this right now. I have not looked at the radar. There's a ton. A lot of light rain looks like over Baton Rouge for a while. I mean, it's basically a green blob all the way from western part of New Orleans through Waco, that far west. First and 10 A&M at their own 27. 8:17 to go in the second quarter. Snap to Calzada. Throw, caught, Anias. He gets 9. Pistol formation, 2 tights, Isaiah Spiller in the backfield. They hand to Spiller. Jump cut, runs through a tackle, uses the umpire as a blocking device, and gets to the LSU 45, first down Aggies. The Twitter handle is Vipe Houston, Shotgun Willie. VYPE and then space Houston. I don't know what the exact @ is, but I know that that's the Twitter account that had it. It's a high school sports account in Houston. I don't think that the happy feet are something that's taught. I think that's just a habit of Zach's. Layden Robinson being helped off. Looks like he's okay. They're going to go look at him on the bench. So I'm expecting a Blake Trainer at right guard now. Empty set again for the Aggies. Blake Trainer comes in at right guard. Calzada throws. A-Chain out of the backfield. He's at the LSU 31-yard line. So Devon A-Chain with his 4th reception on the night, showing his versatility. Something they haven't done with him all year until tonight. I like this little wrinkle. .645 remaining in the half. Clock moving. A&M at the LSU. They rolled him out at the 32. Again, empty. Jalen Watermeyer inside here. Receiver to the short side of the screen with Jalen Preston. Calzada snap. Throw it over the middle. Caught Watermeyer. Somebody on the offensive line. That was Zach off his back foot. Oh, a little bedlam look in. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. Let's see what. Brian Darby with a touchdown reception in Bedlam. Anybody know what high school Brian Darby played at? Don't look it up. Don't cheat. Where did Brian Darby come from? Snap, hand to A-Chain. He's got 6. Nearly squirted through there for more than that. There's your trivia question, by the way, is what high school did Brian Darby, receiver at Oklahoma, come from? 2nd and 5 for the Aggies at the LSU 14-yard line. Layden Robinson back in at right guard. And to A-Chain. Stutter step. Gets 1. Tell you what, Neil Farrell Jr. in the middle of that LSU defense has been an immovable object. He was not teammates with Chase Lane. Chase Lane went to St. Pius. There, James Dean's got the correct answer. Brian Darby went to A&M Consolidated. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4 really for the Aggies. They need the LSU 8. Free runner, throw over the middle. Caught, touchdown, Moose Muhammad. Boy, Zach off his back foot. LSU sells out and comes after him. Zach off his back foot over the middle, and Moose makes a play. How many Moose Muhammad? What is his percentage of touchdown catches this year? It's a great throw and a great job getting his hands away from his body to make the catch. One-on-one win by Moose, and a good throw by Zach, who, for as frustrated as people are in the chat with him, and he does some things that make you frustrated, has started pretty good in this game. 10-7 now, LSU leads. And John Alvis says the red zone wall is broken. Yet, Zach with a little emotion. Now A&M finding a little bit of juice here late in the first half. I believe that's Moose's 4th touchdown catch on the year, if I'm not mistaken, right? So he's caught 4 touchdowns. How many catches does he have on the season? That's his 3rd touchdown? No, that's his 4th. He had the one against New Mexico. He had 2 last week, and he has this one. 4 touchdowns and 9 receptions. Willie, is that right? Are y'all guessing at this or y'all looking it up? It's 4 touchdowns and 9 receptions. What's that percentage? 4 divided by 9. 44%. So if Moose Muhammad's next catch is a touchdown, he'll have 5 touchdowns on 10 receptions. I asked him to look up the stat, though, Brian. I said, don't cheat on the high school. You know, that's one thing we may do. Last regular season game, we may do trivia. And I'll make it A&M football related. Maybe. I don't know that I have that enough knowledge off the top of my head. As long as we have, people operating by the Aggie honor code in the chat, maybe we'll do some trivia. See how well you know the A&M roster. I saw that. Did I see that right? Jim Schlossnagel is at the game on the sideline for A&M. Saw the new Aggie baseball coach at Bonfire this week, and now he made the trip down to Baton Rouge. Pretty cool to see such a highly regarded baseball coach kind of diving all the way into A&M, and his first season is, I don't know, how many days are we away from Aggie baseball starting? Let's see. I bet I can find out days away from A&M baseball. There's actually a thread on the baseball forum on TexAgs. 83 days. 83 days until first pitch. Obviously, you guys, if you follow TexAgs, you know that I am a baseball guy. Played college baseball, been coaching for 12 baseball for going on 12 years now since I moved to College Station in 2010. And so I've always been kind of ate up, and I'm one of the baseball analysts for TexAgs. And Schloss has made my job a lot more busy. I've had a lot more to cover since he came in and started recruiting like he has been. But how many of y'all are big baseball people in the chat and are planning on making it to Olson for the start of the Schloss era? I'd imagine. I know some of the stuff he said about wanting to make Aggie baseball an event, and like that's what people come in town for. LSU first down throw is dropped. Malik Neighbors dropped it. Would have been probably a 15-yard gain. But I liked what Schloss said about wanting to make Aggie baseball an event a la or like Aggie football is, where when you've got a big SEC series, when Arkansas or Ole Miss or Mississippi State or LSU come to town, Vanderbilt, people are making a point to drive from Dallas and Houston and San Antonio to come watch Aggie baseball series, and it's an event more so than just games. Second and 10 for the Tigers. They're on 25. Johnson to throw again. Pressure. He gets out, and he's going to run for a first down. So the Aggies have been pretty content to rush or not send too many blitzes until they get late in the down, so third down. And Max Johnson's able to slip away from Michael Clemens. That's a win by the A&M pass rush, but a mobile quarterback gets LSU out of trouble and moves the sticks. Tigers out to their own 37. Wide receiver screen to Neighbors. There's a flag down. He would have got 10. Thoughts on the Aggie baseball roster this year? Yeah, it's going to look very different. I mean, there's a ton of transfers. D1 Baseball rated them. It's a block in the back on LSU on the receiver screen. So the Tigers will move back. There's 3:56 left in the half. I know if you're A&M, you want to definitely get the ball back with a chance to build off that momentum you created on the last drive. Aggie baseball, D1 Baseball rated them the number one transfer class in the country. So you're going to see a lot of new names in the starting rotation. Obviously, as position players and in the lineup. So you'll have to make sure you do your preseason homework to kind of get caught up on everything. First and 17 now for LSU. Handoff, Ty Davis-Price. Met in the backfield by Jordan Gilbert. The kid from right outside of Baton Rouge, White Castle, Louisiana, true freshman safety, comes up, makes a tackle for loss. What a play. Second and 18, 17, shown on the graphic for the Tigers. Going to stoppage here. Who's calling timeout? I don't have the volume up, so I don't know who called timeout. Somebody called timeout. There's 3 minutes left to go. It's second and 18 for LSU. Why is it first down if the penalty was after the catch? Because the penalty was still during the play. It wasn't a dead ball penalty. A&M called a timeout. I wonder why. Boy, Michigan handed Ohio State a beatdown. Just out-physical them today. Some really prototypical Big Ten games when you look at the matchups and kind of the physicality. That's old school, throwback Big Ten. The weather, and that just was the cherry on top. Ohio State, Michigan, and Michigan State against Penn State both played in the snow. It was pretty cool. Second and 17. right back to the action here. LSU has been in shotgun the entire game. Ty Davis-Price, the running back, flips sides. Aggies bring 4. Johnson throws it out to Davis-Price out of the backfield. Aaron Hansford on the tackle. I got about 6, so it'll be 3rd and 11 for the Tigers. Clock moving. Aaron Hansford played pretty well tonight so far. Third and 11. A&M brings 3. Good play by Jalen Jones. It's hard to tell that ball was incomplete. Max Johnson started rolling to his left, threw back to the right. Little high for Jeray Jenkins, and Jalen Jones with a big hit to jar the ball loose and get the ball back after this punt for A&M. Jalen Jones lays a lick there. Punt rolls dead at the 22-yard line. That was one of those punts that Anias would have definitely run up and caught after that first bounce with 8 guys around him. First and 10 from the Aggies. Swing it out to Anias. 1-yard gain. Flag comes in late. I'm going to check the penalty flag here. No foul. Flag's waved off. Why'd you throw it? I think that is new. First time we've seen it all year, Blake. Looks like LSU's content to let this clock run. A&M empty. Calzada takes a sack. Now LSU will call timeout. Jaquelin Roy, another kid that A&M was hard after on the recruiting trail. Makes the sack. Zach held the ball like he was upset with his receiver there. Hard to know what Zach – he was frustrated when he got up. So the look that he got was not – let's see who he's yelling at. Anias. So Zach and Anias not on the same page, and it results in a sack. So 3rd and 17. Not going to get much run off the clock here because LSU, with 2 timeouts left, they'll call one as soon as this ball tackle is made. I'm sure this is going to be a safe run. I can't imagine Jimbo's going to let Zach be too aggressive here. Yeah, it's a run with A-Chain. He gets 2. LSU calls a timeout with 70 seconds remaining in the half. Not a great offensive possession for the Aggies there. Net loss of 6, 7 on the drive. Flashback to the 2018 game, 7 overtime. I don't think we're going to see 146 combined points in this one tonight. I think he's got some kind of deal with LSU where he's going to stay as like a ambassador or something. I don't know. That's kind of similar to what R.C. Slocum had when he was let go at A&M. A&M needs a big ball from Nick Constantino here. 4th and 16, a minute 12 remaining. He's going to punt it from about his own 2-yard line. Jimbo and Zach have been talking about a lot of stuff tonight. See if LSU comes after the punt. They do not. Ball's away. They're trying to set up a return. Fair catch. Pretty good punt. Fair catch at the 37. So that's going to go 63 yards about in the air, 60 yards or so in the air off the left foot of Nick Constantino. Nick's been good all year. So LSU with a timeout remaining, a minute and 6. They scored on 2 of their first 3 drives. Pressure. McKinley Jackson pulls it down for a yard gain. Good play by the sophomore from Mississippi. LSU's got to be in a hurry now. Clock's moving. 1 timeout left. There's 50 seconds remaining. Big screen to Palmer. He's at the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, touchdown. An inside screen to Trey Palmer that was meant to just gain a few yards, probably get LSU maybe a first down, get them going. Turns into a 61-yard touchdown reception. They tried to run that play earlier and got the block in the back. Really poor job of tackling by the Aggie defense. So A&M will get it back with 32 seconds left. Let's look at it again. It's a screen it's a missed tackle at 5 yards by Antonio Johnson, a missed tackle by Aaron Hansford, and then a missed tackle by Jordan Gilbert. As good as Antonio Johnson's been all year, that's an enormous missed tackle. LSU has now doubled up A&M in terms of total yards. Aggies will get it their own 25 with 32 seconds left and 2 timeouts. See if you can get a couple of quick 10-yard gains to give yourself a chance to get the ball into field goal range. See what Jimbo chooses to do with 32 seconds remaining. Hand off to A-Chain. He loses 2. And that'll bring us to halftime. Great first half for LSU. Not a good one for the Aggies. 1 touchdown drive. Felt like A&M had gotten back into it, and then LSU answers very quickly with that 61-yard catch and run by Trey Palmer, and the Tigers have all the momentum heading into halftime. So now I'm by myself at halftime unless Richard or Dalton want to jump in from wherever they're watching the game from. Showing the Auburn comeback. That was a great catch on the tying touchdown. That's an incredible catch. That's a receiver we never heard of. I'm sure he's a 5-star. That's another sweet grab. Oh, is that Landon King? True freshman from Atascocita. My guy, Landon King. I missed all this. Devin, what would you like me to do? Pull my hair out? I don't have any of that left. Yeah, it's not a good first half. I mean, it's unacceptable, but another half of football to play. Game's not over. But that is not what you wanted at all. At all. And if you want to a place to go lose your mind and rage, the message boards are always open. A&M has just been stifled in the running game. That's not, to be unexpected. That's what LSU's done kind of all year. They've been good against the run. That 61-yard touchdown catch and run, though. That's when your offense is struggling as bad as it is, that one hurts. Because you had a chance to get the ball back before half. And look, you got the stop and had a punt, and then you went -6 yards on a possession and had to punt it right back to them with 2 minutes left in the half. How many times A&M been down by 10 points on the road? And they haven't trailed by more than 7 at home all year. Didn't Bama go up by 7 and that was it? But they feel like they trailed on the road against Arkansas. They trailed on the road against Ole Miss, and they trailed on the road by double digits against LSU. I agree, Alan. I think you stay spread and make LSU try to tackle you in space. I think that's been the recipe for the most success. You've not done anything with Spiller and A-Chain between the tackles. You've had some success, on the outside the hashes, anywhere from 5 to 10 yards on the out routes, making guys miss. How is it different than someone? If you can't see that, I don't know what you mean. You guys get so caught up in the emotion of the moment that you can't see the forest through the trees. It's not listen. Losing this game, uh, wouldn't be good, and I think it's a game you need. It's obviously a tough game on the road at LSU, a place you haven't won since '94. But you want to be a big boy, you got to win these, especially when they're 5-6 and have struggled to win close games all year. There's no sin in winning a close game in Baton Rouge, but Arkansas was able to do it right. Bama was able to do it. Like if you want to be a big dog, you're going to have to do this. And I'm not of the opinion that this result is going to greatly influence the recruiting class. The bigger influence on the recruiting class could be who LSU hires, whether it's tomorrow or Monday or whatever they announce that. Devin has a very passionate opinion that this is just like Kevin Sumlin year 4. You're allowed to have that opinion. I disagree with you, but you're allowed to have it. The biggest play of the season was the second drive against Colorado when Haynes broke his leg. Zach's played fine tonight. Do I think LSU getting Riley moves a recruiting needle? I don't know that he's a good recruiter. I don't know that he's an elite recruiter, but it'd be interesting to see who he brings with him, that kind of deal. And he's got, I mean, who knows? Like, there's nothing that's been decided. Oklahoma State's up by 6. If Oklahoma wins this game, they play again next week. You have to add, like, Trey, that's one of the things that I encourage people to watch the film room with Stephen McGee. If you have questions about why the offense or certain positions on the offense are struggling, I think Stephen does a good job of breaking that down. I learn a lot each week, just kind of looking at it. And, like I said, I think Zach is, whenever he's got his primary read where he wants it, and he's able to get the ball out on time to that read, he's been really good. The problem is whenever he's having to make checks off of that, and I think that's where the development and growth has kind of slowed. Like you watch Max Johnson play, and obviously Zach's battled through a bunch of injuries, and he's banged up, and we all know that. And you watch Max Johnson play, and he's able to escape some stuff when he's sitting back there, and just that extra tool of being able to run when things break down. A&M has been just decimated by injury at receiver. You're starting two true freshman offensive linemen who've played fine. Bryce and Ruben have been really good, and they're going to be great players. But I'm not of the opinion that it's the offense the schematic piece of the offense is broken. I actually think that you go back and watch some of the tape. I think, Zach just makes a couple of, is able to sit in the pocket and go through his progressions on a couple of guys. I know against Ole Miss, he missed a wide open Jalen, and just that progression of seeing the field and that advancement in his game would be big. The missed tackles, Randy, have hurt. Absolutely have hurt. Was there ever a point when someone had to play a backup quarterback? Was it the Kenny Hill year he was forced to? But was that because of injury? Did Kenny get hurt? I can't remember. I don't know if Kenny got hurt or if he wasn't playing well and they put in Kyle Allen. Moscona's been kind of hit and miss on this coaching search, I've heard. I haven't paid a ton of attention to it other than just kind of the ricochet stuff that goes through recruiting. That's all I've heard. How tight do I think the QB? I think it's going to be really tight. Really tight. Close. So now we're analyzing closest loss. Kevin Sumlin had Johnny Manziel, Mike Evans, Luke Jokel, and Jake Matthews. And he had an historically bad defense in Johnny's second year. Was it the arrest that got Kenny sidelined? That didn't happen in this. I can't remember. What was that? It was 2014. He played Hubenak. Yep, that's right. It was Hubenak. That's right. Hubenak had to play after Trevor Knight got hurt. Remember, see how that season went with the backup quarterback? So there's your comparison. And it was number 4 in that playoff ranking. Then they end up losing down 4 down the stretch. That's another big thing was that Kevin Sumlin's team just wilted in November. We're talking about someone because there's somebody in the chat that has an opinion that Jimbo is the same coach as Kevin Sumlin, and we were just talking about that opinion. I disagree with his opinion, but he's allowed to have it. It's okay. I'm glad there's something to discuss. I'm glad we're talking about stuff. This halftime's gone by a lot quicker because you guys have been so active in the chat. I don't have anybody in here to talk to. This team is wilting in November. Okay, you're using this as a sample size, and they've lost to Ole Miss in November. We'll see what happens in the second half of LSU. It doesn't look great. I'll give you that. It does not look great. This has not been a good half. But again, I think you're letting your overall emotion kind of force words out of your mouth. I'm not trying to sugarcoat or paper over the cracks of anything that happened in the first half. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Game's not over, though, and you look at this season as in its entirety, and then you kind of start looking at the direction of the program, and you're going to get a really good class of recruits in here, a lot of them showing up in about a month. Lee says Fisher is 2-0 against LSU at home. Someone never beat LSU and got blown out 54 to 39 to LSU in his last home game against LSU and gave Orgeron his job. That's true. That is true. Hard to imagine that now, Blake, as long as he stayed around, right? He's been really good in Stillwater, and they've managed to keep him around, and he seems happy there, and has built a great program. You got to tackle better, Bruce, to win. I don't know that you'd say they got to run the ball, but nobody's run the ball against LSU this year. So you're going to have to get stops, get the game back within one score and see what happens. But chasing 2 scores with this offense, it feels almost a little hopeless chasing 2 scores. But just because what we've seen in SEC play, outside of the Bama game, and they had that stretch, Bama, Mizzou, South Carolina, where they played extremely well. But Auburn, Ole Miss, and now LSU, it feels like a 2-score lead is really tough. I said that. I already answered that, Blake. Hey, Noons. I'm going to stop, Poppy. I'm not enjoying my stay in BR. Well, it looks cold and rainy, and then obviously with the way A&M's playing. Nice kitchen. Hey, yeah, it's. I'm glad you like it. I had to clean it up. It's not wiped down. Let's not kid ourselves, but I did pick up a little bit. Devin, that will be the recruiting pitch, no doubt. I mean, it's impossible to say, Scott. We've seen Haynes King for 4 quarters against Kent State and then 2 drives against Colorado. There's no way to know. And then you'd be betting on Wigman, who's a high school senior. I mean, there's no way to speculate that. Five guys from the NFL going next year? Who? Kenyon, Isaiah, Jalen. That's 3. I think Anias comes back, and I don't know who your 5th would be. Unless you're counting Jameer Johnson, who's a super senior grad transfer. Yeah, Trey, I think I am going to try to make Katie Westlake. It all kind of depends, man. Like that's penciled in. I'll say that. Especially if Bobby's going to try to come back and play, Bobby Taylor going to try to come back and play that weekend. Who said this year was supposed to be the year? I personally, before the year, was like at 10-2. I think Lucci was at 10-2 before the year. I think Anias will stay, but who knows? Some of these NIL deals will obviously give them more incentive to stay in school. I just think, when you look at how many times that Zach has come over to the sideline after possessions and him and Jimbo have sat there and talked lengthy discussions about what he's seeing, and Jimbo frustrated with kind of where the football's going or not going. That leads me to believe that Jimbo believes that he's dialing up the right stuff. Yeah, Blake, but you right now your ladder, your benchmark's not Texas, and it hasn't been for a while. Your benchmark is Bama, LSU, Auburn, and the rest of the West. That's your benchmark. And the West was as wide open as it's ever been. This wasn't a great Bama team. And then everybody else is beating up on everybody else. Man, I think there was a scenario going into last week where you could have had like every team in the division finish 5-3. The division's kind of eating itself up this year. Well, the only place that you're depending on freshmen is on the offensive line. And you can go back a couple of classes and look at, you had to change over from Jim Turner to Josh Henson. And I think when those two change, when that position change, or that coaching change happened for that position group, I think both coaches looked for different kind of players in high school and recruited different types of players that thought that, would fit how they wanted to coach. And that gap, I think, is one of the reasons why A&M is playing two freshmen on the offensive line. I don't think it's going to be Perkins or Dewberry. I think those are Wade. I think both Stewart's Wade as well. LSU kicks off to start the half through the end zone. Can't tell if it's still raining. Field doesn't look like it's in great shape, but it never does this late in the year in Tiger Stadium. First half stats, A&M was 6 yards rushing. Well below their 194.7 per game average, 112 yards through the air, 118 total yards. LSU, 243 total yards, 70 rushing, 173 passing. LSU 3 of 8 on third down, A&M 1 of 6. Appreciate it, Devin. Like I said, man, I'm not going to get mad that you have an opinion, that you're frustrated. I get you're all invested into A&M football and you want to win at the highest level, and it's good to have those expectations. And when the expectations aren't met, you get frustrated. A&M starting the second half at their own 25. And false start and a completion to Anias on the slant. False start on Weidermeyer. Can y'all hear the broadcast? If y'all can hear it, I'll turn it down. Does Billy Lucci hate you? I don't think he does. He pays me money. He's one of the reasons why I'm sitting in a house and not an apartment anymore. Does Richard abandon you? No, Richard bailed after so Richard was only in because of he was the good luck charm for those few weeks until Ole Miss, and then the Ole Miss game happened and A&M lost, and so Richard's good luck ran out. A&M going backwards to start the second half. Calzada drops back, throw, drop by Jalen Preston. That would have been a 10-yard gain. Ball should be caught. Hit him right in the chest, dropped it. Would have been a 10-yard gain on 1st and 15. Hit him right between the numbers. Slant dropped by Moose Muhammad. Back-to-back drops by the A&M receivers. So coming out of the locker room, A&M two that's not on Zach. Neither one of those are on Zach. It'll be tough to convert here. They need to get out to the LSU 35, or they're on 35. Calzada rolling, throwing, incomplete. Pressure forced him out of the pocket. And it's a 3-and-out for the A&M offense. More of the same. It was a good play. That was actually a pass breakup by Dwight McGlothern. Booming punt from Nick Constantino. Trey Palmer is tackled at the LSU 24. That's a great kick. Two big pass plays have resulted in the LSU touchdowns. I think it was a 45-yard throw to Dre Jenkins, and then a 61-yarder on the inside screen to Trey Palmer. First down, completion to Dre Jenkins on LSU's first play of the half. Another wide receiver screen to Palmer. He gets 2. A&M it feels like where's the spark going to come from, right? Like who's going to change the momentum? Who's going to step up and make a big play? Because outside of a couple of drives after the touchdown pass to Moose Muhammad, this has felt like all LSU. Hand off to Ty Davis Price, tackled for loss by Jaden Peavy. Jaden Peavy, I think, has made some money this year, man. I think he'll end up getting drafted. Super senior. Allen, these balls got to be caught, dude. He does throw the ball extremely hard. Third and 8. Free rusher gets to Damani Richardson, free rusher, and it hits Max Johnson as he throws. Now Max Johnson barking back at the A&M sideline. He playing with a little bit of fire. Aggies get a stop, and LSU will punt it away. Really well-timed blitz by Damani Richardson. Punt is fair caught by Moose Muhammad. Sorry, Dre Norwood in on punt return. I don't know if we've seen him much on that this year. A&M starts at their own 22. Yeah, I think both of them do. There's some talk Tyree may come back. He's got a chance. He's got the ability to do that. Michael Clemens, I think when you turn on his tape, his season tape, I think he'll get taken. Every year that it feels like for the most part of the past decade, one of the questions in preseason that we're bloviating about on TexAgs is where's the pass rush going to come from? And I think for the most part, the pass rush, it's worked itself out, whether it was going all the way back to like Landis Durham and Jarrett Johnson or obviously Miles and Day and I'll move it up to DeMarvin Leal. And, the pass rush has been pretty good, I think, over the last. And that's a credit to Terry Price. He always finds a way to get his guys to play well. I don't think it's about – I think what it's about is understanding touch. You see this a lot in baseball. There are guys that cannot throw the ball less than 100%. If they do, they have no idea where it's going. You see it a lot with pitchers. You'll have guys, and when I was playing in college, there were certain guys on the pitching staff where you didn't want to be taking their throws during pitchers fielding practice because they were going to be 100 miles an hour from 60 feet, because if they just tried to lob it, they had no feel for their hand, no feel for where the ball was going to go. And so they had to be accurate. They had to throw the ball extremely hard. So I don't know that it's the velocity. Zach, having that arm strength has certainly helped him in some big spots for A&M this year. But I think they're understanding there's a time to use the fastball. There's times that, in order for you to make a completion and benefit on the run after the catch, you've got to be able to tone it down some. Aggies down 17-7, about to start their second possession of the second half. 12:51 remaining in the third quarter. Very out of rhythm LSU student section. First and 10 from the 21 for A&M. Hand to Isaiah Spiller. He gets 3. Damone Clark has played very well for LSU. Very good player. He's up for a finalist for the Butkus Award. Another in a long line of very talented LSU backers. Passed on and caught by Anais Smith. First down. Zach threads one in there. He gets it to Anais, who moves the chains. I said coming in, GD, that I didn't know, there's really nothing to play for either one of these teams other than pride and, LSU getting to a bowl. But I wondered what the atmosphere would be like. Two-back set, Anais now in the backfield with Spiller. A&M at their own 34. Hand to Anais. Bounces outside. Gets maybe 1. A&M has got nothing in the running game today. Second down and 9. Kenyon Jackson back in the game on this near side. Got stacked receivers inside and out. Is that first time we've seen this formation? Devon Achane in the game. Calzada rolling, throwing, caught by Watermeyer. And I believe they're going to give him forward progress for a first down. Boy, I'd love to see the all 22 there. It looked like he had Jalen Preston on an end cut. Very open. Second first down of the drive. Third catch for Watermeyer of 25 yards. Preston Muhammad, and I can't see the top side receiver. Achane in the backfield. Hand to Achane on the stretch. Nothing. Loss of 1. A&M just nothing on the ground. I have no idea of knowing that, Matt, man. Second and 11. LSU backs out of a blitz. Calzada from the pocket throws deep over the middle. Wide open caught Moose Muhammad. He's at the 20. Still on his feet, fighting for the 15. Well, wasn't a touchdown catch, but it was a big one for Moose. Right up the seam, they let him go. Moose does a good job of fighting for yardage after the catch. Nearly squirted out of there. I thought he was going to go back outside here. A&M all the way down to the 16. 9:15, clock moving, third quarter. 5 wide again. Calzada throws off his back foot, high over everybody's head, incomplete. Nobody's run the ball, John, against LSU. Look at the numbers they've given up on the ground the last few weeks. There's some talk amongst the Tiger fan base. It just depending on what you want to read on the message board. Somebody sent me a link. They're talking about keeping Durante Jones potentially as the defensive coordinator for the next year because he's been so good. Hand off to Spiller, spins out of a tackle in the backfield, still loses one. I mean, LSU is just eating A&M alive in the run game. Ruben Fothery, I mean, that's a blitzing linebacker that just beats Ruben to the spot. I mean, Ruben was pulling, and play side linebacker ran through the hole and was at the mesh point. Spiller, 16 yards on 6 attempts. 3rd and 10 from the 16. Calzada snap, throw to the back of the end zone, overshot Moose Muhammad. Good coverage by Dwight McGlothern. Houston area kid playing at LSU. Not really sure what Zach saw there. Jimbo upset. Seth Small, right down the middle. So Aggies back within a touchdown. 17-10, 8:09 remaining in the third quarter. I do wonder how much freedom Zach's given at the line of scrimmage to audible out of plays. You know, I think you go back and you look at and you just remember what Jimbo said about Kellen last year. How Kellen had full reign to do whatever he needed to do at the line of scrimmage to get A&M in and out. I don't know how much of that Jimbo is putting on Zach's shoulders, if he's adding more to that each week or what. But, you know, Kellen got really good at it last year, and that's why A&M offense was so efficient. They could really run the football. And Kellen did a great job of getting them in and out of plays and something that they thought they had the advantage on. Exactly what I just said, Trey. Good point. Again, when Zach sees what he wants or gets what he wants, he's been pretty good, especially tonight. In the first drive, you can't blame him for the drops. I do think a screen pass at some point, something creative, maybe a flea flicker or something like maybe you have a pitch back pass that A-Chain or Spiller throw, because as aggressive as they've been whenever they kickoff rolls through the back of the end zone, they've been so aggressive once the ball's handed off. I just think anything, maybe a handoff to a throw, I don't know. Yeah, I do like those stack sets, something we haven't seen all year, Alan. All right, 1st and 10 for LSU, their second possession of the second half. Hand off. Gain of 3. 2. Tackle made by Jaden Peavy and Edrin Cooper. Edrin Cooper has remained down on the field. They're about to help him up. Looks like he may have got the wind knocked out of him. He's moving around. I don't know that play action would work. It may. I mean, I don't know. Play action generally works when the run game's working well. Surprised they're staying here on the field with this injury. Maybe it was more than just the wind knocked out of him. He acted like he was about to get up. Oh, they're checking his neck. That's not good. So they are going to go to commercial. He was moving around like he was acting like he was about to get up. He reached his hands up to let Jaden Peavy help him up, and then he just stayed down. Now when they went out there, they were checking his neck. It kind of submarined the tackle, maybe jammed his neck. Yeah, Scott, I appreciate it, man. Like, I think the evolution of this could be really cool. You know, especially if we have watch parties somewhere here in town with a live audience and maybe giveaways, you get it sponsored. It kind of grows, but it's in its infancy and we're trying it out and there's no overhead with it. It's not costing us any money to do. So we just wanted to offer a different game watching experience for those of you who get a little tired of the message boards and just do something different. It's kind of become a more prevalent thing across all sports. Where it got really popular was with English soccer. That's where I first started seeing a lot of these watch along channels and fan channels pop up on YouTube. And really, one of the main reasons I'm an Arsenal supporter was because I found Arsenal Fan TV all those years ago. And it's the end goal is on these watch alongs is to also have a former player in as well each week. It gets a little hard to book former players. Maybe I get a permanent guy that wants to come in and do it. That'd be great. Or maybe we start adding them via this Zoom and just kind of add them to the stream digitally. That's not a bad idea, GM. It'd be difficult with my schedule though, because I'm out every Friday night during the fall, and then I got to come back to College Station to get all that content ready. I think we could do it in College Station on game days and find a really cool spot, whether it's a local bar, restaurant, or even a place like that. New Brookshire Brothers is incredible. I don't know if any of you've been in that new Brookshire Brothers in College Station, but it's wild. They got their own stage. They do concerts out there. It's not just a regular old grocery store. I can ask Steven. I asked him early in the year, and he was pretty busy. J. Paul, come on, City. So J. Paul must be 8 years old, because most City fans are like 8 to 10 years old, because that's when they started being really good, right? Yeah, I'm hoping they come back soon. Oh, he's walking off. Good. I bet he jammed his neck or got a stinger, like somebody in the chat said. Second-year linebacker from Covington, Louisiana, Edrin Cooper walks off. So Andre White in the game. 2nd and 8 for the Tigers at their own 27. Jet sweep to Trey Palmer. A&M's got it strung out. They push him out of bounds for a 2-yard loss. Going to be 3rd and 10. Little pop pass, jet sweep to Palmer. Aggies do a good job of stringing it out. Jaden Peavy, Damani Richardson, Antonio Johnson there. Do I sound like Peyton Manning? Liberty Hill, man, they're tough to beat. That offense is something a lot of people don't see, and they do it with a lot of toughness and a lot of good athletes. Watched them play last year against Crosby in Bryan. It was fun to watch. 3rd and 10. Stacked set of trips receivers here. Max Johnson sacked. Down he goes. It's Michael Clemens with a little bit of help from DeMarvin Leal. Big sack. My girlfriend says I do not sound like Peyton Manning. Yeah, my girlfriend, she doesn't even watch the game. She just watches the watch along. So you guys got to be nice. She gets mad at you if you don't, or if you're not. Punt caught by Moose Muhammad. Gets about 10 on the return. Good starting spot for the Aggies on offense. Uh-oh. That was not a good throw by Spencer Sanders. At a pick six? Nope, nearly. Whoa, what a catch. Tied at the half in Bedlam? Well, I think A&M will have it around midfield with 6:17 to go in the 3rd quarter. They're down a touchdown. A&M has done next to nothing on the ground tonight. They may have 30 yards rushing, maybe. Oh, they're across the 50. They're at the LSU 47. Play action. There's your screen. It's tipped. There was your screen, play action screen, and ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Good field position. Don't want to spoil this opportunity here. Good play call. Good play by the LSU defense line. Zach 15 of 23 for 171 yards and a touchdown. Calzada avoids pressure. Throws incomplete. LSU got a free runner right there at Zach. Did a good job of avoiding the pressure. A&M offensive line turned somebody scot-free, and LSU about to get out of this field position hole if A&M can't capitalize. Just blitz right at the middle by Damone Clark, and nobody from the A&M offensive line picked him up. Third and 10, Calzada back to pass. No pressure. Throws over the middle. Ball's tipped up in the air. Incomplete. Through the hands of A-Chain. So a 3 and out after great field position. Yeah, Zach, he kept going backwards and backwards and backwards. Well, look at that for helmet to helmet, huh? Maybe not. Maybe I'm missing stuff. A&M's going to punt it. Fair catch taken at the 12 by LSU. Not a good offensive series by A&M. Seems like they have a good one, then they have a big-time stinker. That's the way it's gone. O-line didn't get beat, but, I mean, they turned the guy loose. I mean, that is a mental – I guess that's a mental win or mental loss, excuse me. LSU starts at their own 12. Good play by DeMarvin Leal. Ty Davis-Price nearly squirted through there, and that would have been a good run for LSU. DeMarvin holds on and gets him down for a 1.5 gain, 2-yard gain. Second and 8 for the Tigers. Pitch out to, I don't know, was that Connor? Good job running down by Bradford, Kevontre Bradford. Good job running down by Aaron Hansford, 3rd and 4 or 5 for the Tigers. Third and a long 3. Empty set. LSU trying to get a free 5 yards. Now they'll motion back into the backfield. Throw. Caught. Malik Neighbors, good catch. On the slant, LSU moves the chains. Clock rolling, nearing 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Max Johnson, 15 to 25 with 2 touchdowns. Big run. Ty Davis-Price runs over Leon O'Neal. Now he's a sprint. He's caught at the A&M 41-yard line. He ran right over Leon. Gash run by Ty Davis-Price. He ran right over Leon. So A&M had a chance to respond or get back very much. They're in the game, but they had a chance to tie the game up with a possession that started on the LSU side of the field. They go 3 and out. They punt to LSU, and in 4 plays, LSU is on A&M's or inside A&M's 45. RPO, ball's caught. First down to Jere Jenkins, LSU at the 30. So kind of a microcosm of what's plagued A&M all year has been chances to get back in the game. They didn't, just like Ole Miss. A&M got the ball against Ole Miss with a chance to go down and go ahead. And it was the Calzada high throw to Demas that went through his hands in the interception. And that changed the game. Here, we had A&M go down, kick a field goal to get it within a touchdown. Good stop by the defense. Good punt return by Moose Muhammad. And you started in plus territory. You go 3 and out, punt it right back, and now LSU's the one with all the momentum. Double move. No flag. Intended for freshman tight end Jack Betch. Coverage by Damani Richardson. That's good coverage. He flopped. That's good coverage, good no call. Third and 9 for LSU from the A&M 29. Tigers in field goal range. And they'll call a timeout with 2:40 remaining in the third quarter. So let's see if A&M comes after Max Johnson here. They're in field goal range. He's hit from 50 already today. So a field goal from this spot would be from 47. You get a sack, you may push him to the edge of field goal range. So A&M, and I'm sure the LSU offensive staff knows that as well. So look for screen draw, watch for screen draw here. But let's see if Elko takes a gamble and comes after the quarterback to try to knock them out of field goal range. Keep this at a one-possession game. Third and 9. Pass rush. Ball's overthrown. Incomplete. 4th and 9. So LSU will attempt a 45, 46-yard field goal with Cade York, who's been really, really good. .47 yards near the right hash. Snap, hold, kick, right down the middle. Good. Tigers back up by 10 with 2 minutes and 29 seconds to go in the third quarter. A&M, not a good stretch for the Aggies. That drive started inside the 15-yard line for LSU. Yeah, but GD, at some point, man, like that's a bad stretch of football. You have you get the ball in plus territory and you go 3 and out, and a pretty non-competitive 3 and out. I don't think you gained a yard. The two big plays, Devin. I mean, that's very much like, remember, Arkansas. The two big plays have really hurt A&M on defense. And then I think whether A&M's had one explosive play on offense, the big throw to Moose. Kickoff through the back of the end zone, and A&M will start at their own 25, down 2 scores again. Hand off to A-Chain. He's got 21 yards. The best run of the day for the Aggies, Devon A-Chain. Boy, if 31 don't get his hands on him, that could have gone for a lot longer. When he gets ahead of steam, you can just tell he's moving at a different pace than everybody else on the field. Chris, can you fix your autocorrect for A-Chain? I'm not going to put that on the screen. Hand to A-Chain again. He got 7 there. Aggies finding something on the ground here late in the third quarter. They're across midfield. Well, Chris, if it's going to keep auto-correcting in that and we're going to run the ball that way, then I guess keep doing it. 2nd and 3 for the Aggies, the LSU 47. Another hand to A-Chain. He's still on his feet. He's at the 30. Dives down to the 27-yard line. Devon A-Chain, 3 big runs in a row. Under a minute left to go in the third quarter. Snap it, hand to A-Chain, bottled up. Loss of 2. A&M will have to snap it one more time in the quarter. Second and 12 for A&M from the LSU 31. Zach throws it to A-Chain. He's down inside the 15. First down. That looked like a little bit of a broken play. Zach escapes to his left, finds Devon A-Chain. It has been all A-Chain in this drive. Aggies will start the fourth quarter inside the LSU 15. They're down 20-10. If you were ranking Texas A&M's best overall player, not just best offensive player, where would Devon A-Chain come in on this year's team? Try not to be prisoner of the moment because he's had a big drive here, but you're ranking A&M's best players this season, not where they're going to be drafted, just on performance this season. Where do you put number 6? Little Chi thinks he's the best. You think he's number 1? Brian Jones says behind Antonio Johnson. 6 or 7 from J. Paul. Lots of number 2s. Nah, Chris, you can't fix it now. Chris, you've been saying ashamed. That's why I haven't put it on the screen. Constantino has been good for A&M. I don't know if I'd put him in the top. I don't know. I mean, based on performance and what he's asked to do, like if you're just basing it on what they had to do, Seth Small would have to be in the top 5, right? Wouldn't you have to have Seth Small at like in the top 5 if it was just based on their performance at their position alone? I don't know. Right, GD. But I said on the team. I was talking about on the entire team where A-Chain ranked. But I was just curious. This is kind of like the Ole Miss. It's actually very similar to the Ole Miss game. Remember, A-Chain got hot late there in the second half. A-Chain remains in the game to start the fourth quarter. Aggies at the LSU 15, right at the 15. 2 tights, Aniyah Smith and Moose Muhammad on the field. Hand to A-Chain, runs the bubble. May get a yard there. Trips right. Jalen Preston, Aniyah Smith, and Moose Muhammad. Now Aggies flex out Wademeyer and A-Chain. Here comes a blitz. Zach throws hot. Jalen Preston stays on his feet, fights through a tackle, touchdown. Touchdown, Texas A&M. Touchdown, Jalen Preston. How about that for that kid? You won't find a better kid on the team than Jalen Preston. And he stuck it out. His first touchdown of the season and in a big spot for the Aggies. Zach threw hot, had a good read on a hot route on a slant to Jalen Preston. Physicality of JP, fights through a tackle. Extra point is good. It's 20-17 LSU with 14:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. Now let's see how the Aggie defense responds. 20-17, Tigers, 14:22 remaining in the game. Aggies kicking off. Caden Davis into the end zone, as he does so often. Hey, Tom Herman sighting on the broadcast. Who knew we'd get that? The man that never looks the same in a picture. First and 10 for the Tigers. Hand it to Ty Davis Price. He's got a big hole. He gets 10. So LSU looking to answer A&M scoring drive with one of their own. They start with a 10-yard run. And again to Ty Davis Price. Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage by Jaden Peavy. Timeout LSU. Miss a line. So the Tigers have burned 2 timeouts here. They burned their second timeout early in the fourth quarter. The Alamo Bowl is not affiliated with the SEC, is it, Matt? That's a Big 12, Pac-12 matchup, unless they changed it this year. It's one of the reasons why I'm glad I got to turn this volume down. I haven't heard one of these Ed Orgeron interviews all night. Max Johnson pressured and sacked by Michael Clemens. Somebody asked me earlier, is he an NFL player? Yes, he is. Got his man off balance, spun back to the inside. Great play by Michael Clemens. 3rd and 15 for LSU. Empty set. Aggies crowding the line of scrimmage. Quick throw. Here's that tunnel screen dropped. They were trying to go back to that inside receiver screen that scored with Trey Palmer in the first half, and Malik Neighbors drops it. So after one first down, LSU will punt. Well, he threw that ball right over Tyrese Johnson's head. LSU punt. Not a good one. Fair caught by Moose Muhammad at the A&M 35-yard line. And we're going to commercial. What other games are on right now? Let's check the old guide. West Virginia, Kansas. Mountaineers up by 7 in the third quarter. What's the Clemson South Carolina score? Well, Zeb Nolan's in the game, so it can't be going well for Clemson. For South Carolina, these Gamecock uniforms are brutal. They're home uniforms. They're the mesh. You can see through the sides of them. That is not a great look, especially for somebody like Zeb Nolan who looks like me in the midsection. 20-0 Clemson. Anybody got a score on Bedlam? It wasn't. Oh my God, right there. Okay, I guess they're still it's still at halftime. 24-all at halftime. Yeah, GD, that's not something you want to see. Glenn concerned about it as well. $12 minutes left in the third quarter in Bedlam. I need to figure a way. My recliner is right here. Turn so you can see it. There's my recliner. Okay. I'm sitting in a computer chair with my laptop on top of a TV tray, and I need to figure out I guess I could sit in my recliner, but I feel like I'm going to want to rock, and like I have to have my feet up. When anybody sit in a recliner and not put their feet up? Wow. Tomball and Heath, 14-14, 2 minutes left in the half. I wouldn't mind seeing them going back to that stacked look a little bit. Had some good success on it early. Aggies down 3. 12.5 minutes left in the football game. 2-back set, Spiller and A-Chain start this drive. A-Chain in motion, fake to Spiller. There was an attempted screen to Spiller, but it was well covered by LSU. Zach threw it into the ground. So no gain on first down. Very well read by the LSU linebackers there. Snap back to Calzada. Throws and dropped by Jalen Preston. That is a bad drop because he was going to turn for a first down right there. Zach got pressure, stepped up, and hit JP in the numbers, and that's his second drop of the game. Ball's got to be caught. Hit him right on the shoulder pad. He was going to turn for a first down there. Snap, blitz. Calzada throws ball way up off his back foot, incomplete. There's a flag down. Chop block on A&M. They'll decline the penalty. And so, again, A&M with good field position and a chance to get back in the game. And Jimbo not happy with Aniyah Smith. A&M going to punt it away. Again, a good field position, a chance to move the ball down the field and tie or take the lead. And A&M goes 3 and out, doesn't gain a yard. Punt, fair caught at the 22-yard line. Not a good offensive possession. Took 18 seconds, and you punted it right back to LSU. A&M's 5th 3 and out of the night. Max Johnson keeps on his own read. Slides. You got to gain about 9 there. So this is where the A&M defense has not been good. Remember, this is where A&M defense led up a score earlier. Play action. Sacked again, Michael Clemens. The 2nd and 1 sack. So now LSU 3rd down. Coverage sack, and Michael Clemens kept fighting and working. You can't block him with a tie. He just shoved that kid right to the side. 3rd and 8 for LSU. Aggies, here come the Aggies on a blitz. Max Johnson sacked. Damani Richardson. So on 2nd and 1, the Aggie defense comes up with back-to-back sacks. Good call, dialed it up, Mike Elko. This felt like this ball should have come out. Well, LSU did a pretty good job of picking it up. Max Johnson never came off that side of the field. LSU punt. Moose Muhammad trying to run. Back, he's at the midfield. He's still fighting for yards. He's across the 40. He's at the 45-yard line. Good play by Moose. Again, A&M faced. It's exactly what happened earlier in the game. Good punt return by Moose with a chance to tie or go ahead, and the offense went 3 and out. Didn't gain a yard. Just happened again. A&M going to start in plus territory after a good punt return by Moose and a good stop by the defense. Let's see what happens. Tim Murphy, Bridgeland played today. If you missed it, I certainly see why you could with a holiday weekend and a lot of college football. And they played today in Waco. They beat Cedar Hill 32-18. Connor Wigman left the game after a nasty hit on Bridgeland's 2nd possession. He had scored on a quarterback draw and was falling as he went into the end zone and took a nasty helmet-to-helmet shot, and he left the game. But Bridgeland was able to win. It's a huge credit to Coach Raffield, his staff, and those kids. And we'll check on Connor's status next week. They'll play the winner of Rockwall Heath and Tomball next week. Drops have hurt the Aggies on offense tonight. I think Zach's been better. I mean, he's been good. He hasn't been, impeccable, but he's been good. He's had his good stretches. He's still, coming off his first read and getting to his second read, a little happy feet. But Isaiah Spiller has been really non-productive tonight. It's all come from Devon Achane in the running game and a lot in the passing game as well. Can I put all these watch-alongs in a message? What does that mean? How's my Thanksgiving? It was pretty good. Ignored my previous dietary restrictions and ate what I wanted to. I mean, I just didn't, gorge myself where I felt terrible. I don't think so, Elga. I think Haynes sees he could go win the starting job back in the offseason. What was y'all's? I had my aunt and grandmother combined on a banana pudding the other day that I'm telling you, if you put it on top of your head, your tongues will beat your brains out trying to get to it. It was sensationally good. Isaiah Spiller starts in the backfield this drive. And to Spiller, he gets 4-3. Second and 7. Three wide receivers, a tight end. Hand to A-Chain, loss of 3. I mean, LSU's linebacker is Micah Baskerville there. Just a free run. Nobody touched him. I mean, that's a free run by the linebacker. 3rd and 9 now for the Aggies. Zach's got to throw it hot. Throw, great catch. What a great catch by Jalen Preston. Inside the 35, first down. Wow. LSU brings the house. He throws the comeback to Preston, who makes a leaping grab and is able, did he get a foot down? He did. What a great catch by Jalen Preston. Hand to Spiller, Spiller spins for 2. Isaiah visibly frustrated. Really surprised we're seeing Isaiah Spiller here. I mean, I love Isaiah, one of the great backs in A&M history, but A-Chain been the hot hand. Motion Isaiah out of the backfield, empty set for Zach, 2 tight ends. Snap, throw, slant through the hands of Aniyah Smith, drop. That was going to be a first down. A&M's 4th bad drop of the night. Oh, yikes. What a bad couple of plays for Oklahoma State. Meltdown. 3rd and 8 from the 32. And this is not exactly chip shot field goal. Got to throw it away, Zach. He threw it to Jalen Preston, who breaks 2 tackles. He's at the 20. He's across the field at the 10. At the 5, touchdown! Holy cow, what a catch and run by Jalen Preston. Oh, Zach Calzada keeps the play alive. I was wanting not to take a sack to go out of field goal range. He throws it short to Preston, who makes the entire Tigers secondary miss, runs across the field and scores, and impossibly, Texas A&M has the lead in Baton Rouge at night. Holy cow, what a play by JP. Great blocking downfield by A-Chain. That is an incredible catch and run by Jalen Preston. Shows you a little bit why he was my #1 player in the state of Texas coming out of high school. Seth Small's extra point puts the Aggies up 24-20. 7 minutes and 33 seconds left to go in the game. How about that, chat? How about that, chat? Holy cow. I missed some of these comments, but I'm sure they're celebratory. What a play by Jalen Preston. And again, a great kid. Stuck it out, could have transferred, just kept working and kept working, kept giving effort. We heard nothing but great things about him in the offseason workouts, his leadership. Even when it looked dark for him, he just kept going. And this kid has stuck it out, and he's made 2 big plays to help A&M tonight take the lead in Baton Rouge. I think it was Billy Kirby, which I hate to give Billy any credit ever, but I think Billy did say he would have a touchdown catch. I think Tim Murphy said, or who was it that talked about? Yeah, GD. I was already sweating when Calzada bailed left. Yeah. I was saying, just throw it away. Just throw it away. Don't take a sack. Put you out of field goal range. And Jalen Preston was sitting there 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, which would have helped. It would have made the field goal a lot easier. And then what JP did after the catch was simply sensational. Aggies kicking off with a lead for the first time tonight. And that ball nearly went into the stands from Caden Davis. First and 10, Tigers at their own 25. Max Johnson throws over the middle. Ball's caught. 10-yard completion to Malik Neighbors. Little stop right over the middle. No turnovers on the game tonight. It'd be a big time for one for the Aggie defense, wouldn't it? And Ty Davis Price, he gets 5. Ty Davis Price is a good back. Six minutes, 45 seconds remaining. Clock moving, 2nd and 5 LSU from their own 41. Stack trip formation to the near side. Hand to Ty Davis Price. He's going to be stopped shy of the first down by about a yard. Well, they got a generous spot. That may be a first down. Nope, they gave him a first down. That's a very generous spot. We're assuming that the line on the field is accurate. Clock's under 6 minutes now. LSU at their own 46. Johnson going deep. Good coverage. Ball's through the hands of Malik Neighbors. That's a great throw. Diving attempt by Malik Neighbors. Ball goes through his hands. That would have been a heck of a catch and throw and catch by Max Johnson to Malik Neighbors. Very good coverage by Antonio Johnson. And he had to drop it in a bucket, and he did. That ball should have been caught. Second and 10, Tigers. Hand off, Ty Davis Price. Great play, Aaron Hansford at the line of scrimmage. Marvin Leal flop trying to get a free 15. I don't hate it. I don't hate DeMarvin trying to flop for a post-play 15-yard penalty. 3rd and 9, Tigers. Big play here. LSU 4-14 on the night on 3rd down. Motion it back into the backfield. That's going to be a delayed game unless LSU called timeout. No, it is a delayed game. Third and 14. Got to get off the field if you're the Aggie defense here. LSU's only got 1 timeout left. Snap. Max Johnson is sacked by eventually Tyree Johnson. Michael Clemens got a hand. DeMarvin Leal's there. Tyree Johnson helps out. The Aggie defensive line comes up with a big play as DeMarvin Leal blows a kiss to the Aggie fan section. Clemens gets a hand on him. Then Leal wraps him up, pulls him down. Tyree Johnson there to help out. Tigers punt. Good kick. It's caught by Moose Muhammad. He's out of bounds at the Aggie 18-yard line. So LSU with 1 timeout, 2 first downs here may do it. LSU burning that timeout to start the quarter may come back and haunt the Tigers, but it's on the Aggie offense. It's on the Aggie offensive line. Be really interested to see who comes out here at running back. Brauninger, you're right, 4-minute offense, but it's a 4-minute offense with one timeout against one timeout. There's got to be, I can look online, there's got to be some kind of equation where I can run the clock out from here, depending on how many timeouts and stuff's left. So I don't know how many first downs A&M needs, but it can't be, it can't be more than 2, huh? Just use Pythagorean theorem. Herbert, that might be the chat of the game. Yep. A&M's not run the ball well tonight. Yeah, but GD, they can stop it after one of those. I don't know. I don't know how you're supposed to run on it. And then I don't know if you roll the dice to throw it because of the drops that you've had. If nothing else, you want to move the football forward if you're going to have to punt it back to LSU, you need space. You don't want to have them a potential game-winning drive to send Ed Orgeron out on a high note from the 50-yard line or from their 45. GD, I don't want to see Zach keep it on his own read. I mean, it certainly has the element of surprise, but with as banged up as he is, and I don't know. A lot of folks wanting A-Chain. Oh, so a foul on the punt. Looks like it's going to move A&M back. Gracious. A&M's going to start at the 9. Didn't see that flag before they went to commercial. Now, gracious sakes, this is not good for the Aggies. That's not on coaches. That's on players. Blocking a guy out of bounds excessively, and they did. That's the right call. That is a bad penalty. So now A&M with their backs to the LSU student section. And if you don't get a first down, LSU will get the ball back with about 2.5 minutes to go, maybe more. 2 backs set, Spiller and A-Chain, 2 wide receivers, and a tight end. Motion out of the backfield, hand to Isaiah Spiller. He doesn't even get a yard. A&M has not handed the ball to Devon A-Chain in a long time. Devon A-Chain hasn't touched the ball in quite a while, if I'm not mistaken. Spiller still in the backfield. Pitch to him. A&M's got it blocked well. And he stopped the clock. Well, you got to stay in bounds, Isaiah, and he didn't get a first down. I would have liked to see Isaiah, if you're going to run out of bounds, try to get the first down. Now you're in 3rd and 1, and the clock stopped. Now he's running again. He's forced out. Is that a first down? Hold on. What's happening here? It looked like he was clearly short. Yeah, they're going to review that. It looks like he's short to me. I don't know if the right foot's out. The left one is definitely out. It's going to be 3rd and 1 or 2, regardless. Man, I'd like to see Isaiah cut back inside, maybe try to finish that run. So he's short by a yard. By 2 yards. So big play here. You know LSU is going to sell out to stop the run. Aggie's been up against it in the running game all night. Here's where I wouldn't mind seeing Zach keep a zone read. Spiller remains in the game. A&M splitting everybody out. 2 receivers to each side. Wademeyer in motion. Ball's caught behind the line of scrimmage to Wademeyer. A&M's going to punt. I do not like that play call one bit. Sprinting to his left. Spiller blocking. One option on the route, and it's very well covered. Only thing I'll say is that at least it was caught and in bounds, and the clock's running. Boy, you need a big ball from Constantino here. Good kick. Got to cover. There's a flag down. Trey Palmer still running. He's still in bounds. The clock's still running. Get the ball out. Damani's got the ball. Damani's got the football. Damani has the football. Damani stole that football, and he's still moving forward. That should be A&M football, and the game should be over. There's a flag on LSU. That ball was stolen out of his – now, unless he stepped out of bounds, the ball – I don't know. What do we think, chat? I think Damani took that ball away. They called forward progress. Half the distance penalty, but I don't give a crap. Why would they call forward progress there? He's still running around. Show the end of the play. Why aren't we looking at the end of the play? I know they called, oh my gracious sakes. I know they called forward progress stop, but I don't think it ever stopped. And Damani definitely stripped the football. You can't review because they called forward progress. That's a cop-out by the officiating crew. 1st and 10 LSU at their own 15. 1:58 to play, one timeout. Max Johnson runs and slides for a gain of 5. Whenever the next stop, I want to go back and look at that. 2nd and 5 LSU. Michael Clemens sack. He is absolutely working that right tackle. He is just, I mean, he's making money. Watch this move. You move because I'm bigger and stronger than you. Go to commercial so I can review. I want to go back and look at this punt. Well, why did they blow the whistle, Ryan? Trey Palmer was out there dancing. He hadn't stopped his forward progress. It's like everybody stopped on the play. I don't. Am I raising a fuss about nothing here? Am I the only one that thinks that should have been A&M's football? Did somebody go back and look? Third and 11 from LSU from their own 14. Snap back to Max Johnson. There's that tunnel screen. A&M tackles. 3-yard gain, 4-yard gain. It'll be 4th and 7 or 8. Here's the game for the Tigers. Clock moving. Minute 10 to play. Throw, caught. First down to the 30. So LSU moves the chains on 4th down. Wide open man. Jere Jenkins somehow got wide open. LSU's all the way into A&M territory. And they're out of bounds. Tigers are inside the A&M 40. Out route, caught, out of bounds. First down. LSU inside the A&M 30. Tigers got to have a touchdown. Good throw and catch. Clock's moving. A&M blitzes. Max Johnson throws it away. 31 seconds left. Good finish here. I think it should. I mean, whatever. I'll get over that punt return deal. LSU. A&M takes a timeout with LSU at the A&M 28. Not a bad timeout. You don't get to take them with you. Bad time for a busted coverage by the Aggie defense, but I can go back to that 4th and 8, and that was an easy conversion for LSU. I agree, Leo. You had them pinned back right there by your fan base, and you let them out. And LSU's got a chance to win the game. 31 seconds left, and they're at the 28-yard line. They've got no timeouts. They need a touchdown. Play action. Aggies rush 3. Ball's dropped out of the backfield. 26 seconds left. Aggies crowding the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 for the Tigers at the 28. Blitz. Throw. Caught. Touchdown. Touchdown, LSU. Great throw and catch. Aggies sold out. It was a great throw by Max Johnson to Dre Jenkins, who beats Jalen Jones for the touchdown. The Tigers lead with 20 seconds left. Incredible drive by LSU. They convert a 4th down, a 3rd and 10 from the 28. 9 plays, 85 yards in a minute, 38 seconds. And that'll essentially win the game for the Tigers. Wow. That is a fantastic throw by Max Johnson as he's getting hit. That's a push-off. That is a push-off. That's a great throw. He pushes Jalen Jones away, makes the grab, and gets to the corner of the end zone. Tyree Johnson is a 1/10 of a, not even a 100th of a second slow. So if you're A&M, there's 20 seconds left. You'll get at your own 25. You're going to need 40 yards probably to somehow find a field goal attempt to tie it. A lot of ways A&M could have won the game. Go back to the inability to convert on 3rd and down before the punt that gave it back to LSU. Then you had the 4th and 8 that LSU converted pretty easily. Then you had the blown coverage that got them in a position to win the game. Calzada throws, ball's dropped. Appropriate the way this game's gone. That would have got you about 20. Ball's dropped by Moose Muhammad. Ball's got to be caught, man. It has. I mean, in the end, A&M didn't play well enough to win. They were good in spurts, not near consistent enough. Damone Clark with a sack. 6 seconds to go. Can't take a sack there if you're Zach Calzada. Layden Robinson completely whiffed on Damone Clark. Had a chance to block him and whiffed. Pretty incredible. LSU's going to win this game. They've made the biggest plays in the second half. A&M did to a certain extent until the last 2-3 minutes. Aggies had the ball with a chance to ice the game with 4 minutes and 12 seconds left. Couldn't get a first down. Punted it back to LSU. LSU catches a break on the punt return. The last 4 minutes have belonged to the Tigers, and Devon Achane still hasn't touched the ball. I don't know when his last touch was. Ball game. Zach Calzada falls down, and LSU wins. It's another back-to-back sacks. And Ed Orgeron goes out a winner. Just a putrid final 4 minutes for A&M. And we'll see what happens with the Aggies in the postseason. David Nunez will have the post-game wrap here upcoming. LSU defeats A&M 27-24.